Hi, I'm Johanna Kitchell, Orchestra Director at Riverside Junior High in Fishers, Indiana. Your students are playing with the correct fingerings, and you know that they're playing the correct notes, but their intonation isn't quite there. Here are some fun games and quick tips to help improve string intonation in the classroom. One thing I like to do in my classroom is a down-the-line matching game, where I have the students play the note one by one through the section. This not only allows them to hear themselves individually, but it also allows me to give adjustments individually to a student. They also hear the student before them and the student after them, and it involves the rest of my class, as those students can provide feedback on whether a note is too sharp or too flat, with like a thumbs up, thumbs down sort of idea. Another game is to have the students hold the note in question. Then when you give them the signal, they can play any note they want until you give them another signal, and they have to come right back to that first note. My students love this game, and they play the silliest notes when they do it. Here would be an example where the note in question would be a first finger E on my D string. I find that my students really focus in on that note because they want to get it right, and they listen more carefully to that note in question when they have to come back to it. A third idea is to have your students slide in and out of the pitch with their eyes closed, so they're focusing on their other senses, including that sense of hearing. If you combine this with a drone pitch, you'll really find that that intonation pops when they get back into tune. Another quick tip is just for your cello students. You can tell them that they will hear themselves better if they take the C peg of their instrument and stick it in their left ear. They're gonna look at you and think that's very weird, but promise them that they'll hear themselves better and they'll be able to tell their own intonation better. Lastly, remind your students that it's always great to build from the bottom. Have your basses play their note first. Make sure that one's in tune. Again, you can have your students involved by having them provide the feedback. Then have your cellists play their note and hold it. Then have your violas and then your violins. You might find that this building from the bottom allows, again, for great feedback and interaction with the class, but for some excellent intonation as well. I hope that these quick fixes and these game ideas make for fun and engaging ways to help your students' intonation.